Travel along, Catholic pilgrims, for 1 year as we read through St. Faustina's diary. Join me, Amy Thomas, each day for a short reading out of the diary which brought us a deeper understanding of Christ's divine mercy. Hello, Catholic pilgrims, and welcome to day 278 of our readings from St. Faustina's diary. Sister Faustina today shares with us that from her earliest years, she wanted to become a saint. And for me, it's baffling because I didn't even have any idea in the world about what I was going to be in the future when I was younger. I mean, I wanted to be a veterinarian, but I didn't think about holiness or sainthood or anything like that. And I think a lot of times we set the bar too low for our young people, teenagers, and we don't expect hardly anything of them. And in fact, we almost encourage mediocrity within them. But yet there is so much greatness, so much potential sitting within inside of them, especially in a time of their life when they have such energy and such youthfulness. So that's what we're going to talk about today in Notebook 5, numbers 1370 through 1374. The retreat has come to an end, those beautiful days of communing alone with the Lord Jesus. I made this retreat in the way Jesus wanted me to make it, and as he had told me to on the first day of the retreat, that is, in the deepest peace. I meditated on God's blessings. I have never made a retreat like this before. My soul was more profoundly strengthened by this peace than it would have been by any tremors or emotions. In the rays of love, I saw everything as it really is. Coming out of this retreat, I feel thoroughly transformed by God's love. O Lord, deify my actions so that they will merit eternity. Although my weakness is great, I trust in the power of your grace which will sustain me. My Jesus, you know that from my earliest years I have wanted to become a great saint. That is to say, I have wanted to love you with a love so great that there would be no soul who has hitherto loved you so. At first, these desires of mine were kept secret, and only Jesus knew of them. But today I cannot contain them within my heart. I would like to cry out to the whole world, love God, because he is good and great is his mercy. O humdrum days filled with darkness, I look upon you with a solemn and festive eye. How great and solemn is the time that gives us the chance to gather merits for eternal heaven. I understand how the saints made use of it. October 30th, 1937. Today, during the religious ceremonies taking place during Mass and the second day of Thanksgiving, I saw the Lord Jesus in great beauty, and he said to me, "My daughter, I have not released you from taking action." I answered, "Lord, my hand is too feeble for such work." "Yes, I know, but joined with my right hand, you will accomplish everything. Nevertheless, be obedient to the confessors. I will give them light on how to direct you." "Lord, I already wanted to begin the work in your name, but Father S. keeps putting it off." Jesus answered me, "I know this, so do just what is within your power, but you must never withdraw your efforts." Gosh, there's just so much I want to say about setting the bar low. I don't want us to set the bar low, but this may just be kind of a brain dump because I've got so many things running in my head. I remember when we were the first time stationed in Virginia, and we were going around and touring some of the historical sites. And during the Revolutionary War, the French helped America. That was a big reason why we won the war. I don't think we could have done it without their help. But there was a Navy man, a French Navy man named Lafayette. And I had read on one of our tours of someplace that when he was like 17 or 18 years old, he commanded a fleet. And I turned to my husband and I was like, this guy, when he was 17 years old, commanded a fleet across the Atlantic Ocean. I was like, and today we can barely get 17-year-old guys to unleash the grip on their video game controllers. And it was so impressive, so impressive. And I remember also when I was 15 years old, pretty much on the day that I turned 15, my dad walked into my room and he said, "Okay, it's time for you to get a job." And I was like, okay, yeah. And I went out and got a job. And I remember my middle daughter, when she was 15, before we left for Turkey, the summer before we left, she desperately wanted a job because she's, at that age where you don't play anymore, but nobody wants to treat you like you're grown up at all. And so you're just stuck in this limbo where you just sit around and have nothing to do because no one trusts you to do anything. And she wanted a job so bad because she wants to save for a car. And she went everywhere, and was trying to get a job. And no one would hire her because she was 15. And, I get it. There's a lot of 15-year-olds that you probably wouldn't trust with a job. But still, it was like, come on, people. She can do this work. It's not as if the law said she couldn't. You could be 15 and still have a job. Nowadays, since COVID and there are so many jobs open, she had no problem at all. But still, it's like, gosh, let the 15-year-olds work if they want to work. Don't tamp them down. And I've noticed that there's just this low bar standard that we set, especially for teenagers. Don't do too much. Oh, you're just going to sleep and eat all the time. Don't work too hard. Don't have too much on your plate. Don't overexert yourself. Why not? They're young. They have energy. They're youthful. Nothing aches on them. It's like, golly. It's almost like, it's so weird. We have this thing going on in our culture where with little kids, we give them decisions that they're too young to make. Oh, yes, you can decide whatever gender you want to be. And yes, you can be as sexual as you want to be, even though you're a little tiny kid. And we try to make little tiny kids, we give them adult decisions, which is nonsense. But then with teenagers, when we should be every year, giving them more independence, giving them more responsibility, we want to treat them like they're little kids. You can't do too much. Don't overexert yourself. Take it easy. I can't stand the low bar standard. And we do it with everything with teenagers. Oh, you're going to have sex anyway, so here's some pills and here's some condoms. Oh, you're going to watch bad shows anyway, so who am I to monitor anything? Oh, all your friends have, phones and internet and look at pornography, and that's just how teens are. Gosh, come on, people. They're teenagers. They're on their way to adulthood. We can't treat them like they're 5. And then when they turn 18, we're like, okay, you're ready to go. Off you go. And when we've been treating them like little kids for the past 5 years. Sorry, I'm on my soapbox. But it bothers me because there are so many apathetic, mediocre, lazy, sloth-like teenagers out there. And it's a time of their life when they can just do amazing things. We see here with Sister Faustina. She says, from my earliest years, I have wanted to become a saint. A saint. She wanted to do things that helped her become a saint. Imagine if her parents had said, no. You just need to, focus on, yourself and don't worry about anything else. Obviously her parents were all for it because, she went into the convent relatively early. And I can't get into this idea of, trying to tamp down kids during their teenage years. Obviously, you can get too much on your plate, doing sports all the time, homework, school, work, all that. Yeah, I get it. It can be overboard in some cases, but still, raise the bar, challenge them. If they are called to greatness, which all of us are, but if they feel that call to greatness, don't tamper it. How many saints in their teenage years started off on that path? So many. I mean, the other day, our priest read a letter that Saint Therese of Lisieux had written when she was 16. And I'm looking at it, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, how is this not written by like a 50-year-old woman? Because the maturity and the wisdom and everything in it was just astounding. Like, there is hardly a 16-year-old on the planet today who could write something like this. But her parents, who are saints, encouraged her all along the way. Now, I know her mother died when she was young and her father died as well, but still, nobody was saying to her and patting her on the head and saying, oh, little Therese, don't do too much. Why don't you just go and lounge around a little bit and don't do anything? No, this is where saints are made. When they have that energy and that vigor and that light in their eyes, and they have all this energy. And so I just think that we are selling our young people short. And it's sad because they're made for greatness. They're made for sainthood. And when we tamp them down, it just debilitates them. And I hate seeing it. And I encourage all of us to raise the bar for our young people, because we need them to become saints. We need them to be more than just video gaming, TikToking, Instagram people. We need them to do more. And every single one of them wants to do something big. You ask them, they all say they want to do something big, but I don't know how they're going to do anything big with the level of mediocrity that we sling at them. If they want to do something big and be a saint. Encourage that. Don't do it because you want the limelight, but do it for the glory of God, and to do something challenging and awesome with your life. Because any path that God chooses for us is going to have challenges and adventure, and just amazing things are going to happen. When we don't follow God's path, it's just blah, blah. It's nothing. It's lounging around on the couch, eating potato chips, watching Netflix over and over and over again. I mean, how many TikTok videos can you watch, really? So, man, light a fire under your teenagers. Encourage teenagers, young people. We need them when they're at the height of their energy to go out and do great things. They have that ability. They have that capability. We have to stop treating them like they're 2 and 3 years old, and instead inspire and encourage and motivate them. We really need that in our culture. So, off the soapbox now, but I will see you back here for day 279. And until then, live the faith boldly and travel well.